Ever wondered about the history of your favorite foods? There's a captivating narrative behind each bite we take. From the humble loaf of bread to the decadent scoop of ice cream, every food has a tale to tell. Today, we'll embark on a tantalizing journey through time, exploring the origins of 10 popular foods: pizza, sushi, coffee, potatoes, bread, cheese, ice cream, spices, pasta, and chocolate. So grab your forks and spoons, folks. Gear up for a delicious journey back in time as we unravel the fascinating histories of these everyday foods. Did you know that pizza and sushi have ancient roots? Let's start with pizza. Its humble beginnings trace back to ancient Greece, where people baked bread on hot stones and topped it with olive oil and local spices. Later, in Italy, the idea evolved into what we now know as pizza, with the addition of tomatoes in the late 18th century. Now let's dive into sushi. Believe it or not, sushi didn't originate in Japan, but in Southeast Asia. It began as a method to preserve fish in fermented rice. Over time, the preservation process was dropped, but the combination of fish and rice stuck. It wasn't until the early 19th century that sushi as we know it, raw fish on vinegared rice, was introduced in the streets of Tokyo. So next time you enjoy a slice of pizza or sushi roll, remember their centuries-old history. Ever wondered how coffee became our daily wake-up call and potatoes our comfort food? Let's sip on the stimulating story of coffee first. Originating in the lush highlands of Ethiopia, coffee was first brewed by Sufi monks in Yemen during the 15th century. From there, it spread across the Arabian Peninsula, eventually reaching the bustling coffee houses of Europe, where it fueled the Enlightenment's intellectual debates. Now let's dig into the humble potato. This versatile tuber was first cultivated in Peru around 8,000 years ago. During the Columbian Exchange in the late 15th century, potatoes were introduced to Europe. Initially met with resistance, they soon became a staple, helping to feed growing populations and even aiding in industrialization. They've since mashed, fried, and baked their way into our hearts and onto our plates. From breakfast brews to dinner dishes, these two foods have shaped our world in surprising ways. Indeed, where would we be without our morning coffee and hearty potatoes? Bread, cheese, and ice cream each has a story as unique as their tastes. Let's take a leap back to ancient Egypt, where the first loaves of bread were baked in scorching desert sands. This humble staple, born out of necessity, has since evolved into a diverse array of breads savored across the globe. Now, imagine yourself in Mesopotamia, where cheese was serendipitously discovered. Stored milk curdled into this creamy delight, and the rest, as they say, is history. Today, cheese is not just a staple, but a luxury adorning gourmet platters. Finally, we journey to China, where ice cream was first whipped up in 200 BC. A delightful mix of milk, rice, and snow, it was a treat reserved for royalty. Now, ice cream is a universal symbol of joy, with countless flavors tickling taste buds worldwide. From staple food to gourmet delight, these foods have truly stood the test of time. Ever thought about the history of your favorite foods? Spices, pasta, chocolate? They all have their own backstories. Our world is full of unique tastes and cuisines. From busy Asian markets to quaint Italian streets, everywhere you look, there's a tasty treat. In the eastern half of the globe, spices were once an important part of trade. People didn't just buy and sell spices, they also shared stories and traditions. This exchange of goods and ideas sparked the Age of Discovery, linking far-off civilizations. Sailing over to Italy, we find the birthplace of pasta. More than just a meal, it's a symbol of Italian traditions and hospitality. Made from simple ingredients like water and wheat, pasta shows the beauty of Italian cuisine. We end our journey in Mesoamerica, the home of chocolate. From its origins as a bitter drink to the sweet treat we love today, chocolate has a rich history. It's a universal symbol of comfort and luxury. Each of these foods has played a role in shaping the foods we eat today. So next time you're enjoying your favorite dish, take a moment to appreciate its history too. We've traveled through time, exploring the fascinating histories of our favorite foods. From the global journey of pizza and sushi to the pivotal role of coffee and potatoes, the evolution of bread, cheese, ice cream, spices, pasta, and chocolate. Remember, every bite you take has a story. Happy eating and exploring.